Where I have to keep doing something different to keep making my body move different. If I do the same thing all the time, I'll get to where I can't do nothing else.
Well, that's strange. You get the same results if you do it the same way all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Pop.
Well, this is all I got on here.
No, yeah, I was just going to ask you one last question to tell part of the story, because it's a big part of what you've been through and how God has brought you through one thing after the other, where the enemy has tried to take you out, take out our family. Can you talk about the fact that you have survived everybody else in your family? Can you just tell, or is that too much? If we don't want to go into it, we don't have to.
I don't know what you mean. How I'm gonna do that?
Well, I mean, can you maybe just tell who, you were married and you had how many kids, and that you're still alive, you've outlived all of them. Can you just tell us about that for a minute?
Okay. Well, like I said, when I'm married with my wife that you call Nanny.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Lena, and we nicknamed her Lynn. Well, she was supposed to have died, been put in the grave, rather. Not died, but she was supposed to be put in the grave to start with. She wasn't supposed to live. And me, I was alive to die. And then he gave me a new life and put me together with her. All right? God's been good to us. All right? Then we ended up having 3 children. Well, things went good for a long time. And then all of a sudden, all 3 of those children were doing good in church. And then 2 of them started pulling away. Well, then after a while, they came back. They got back into the truth, and everything was okay. But the youngest one, he was the first one to pass away. He was 42 years old when he passed away.
And what was his name?
Ricky Lane Nolan. And he was nicknamed Gator at one time. Why he had the nickname of Gator, I don't know. Still don't know. And anyway, he was 42 years old when he passed away. I was on my birthday, September the 1st of 2005. He passed away. And I was 67, I think, then. And that left it with the other 2. Well, Darlena, she was 53 years old when she passed away. She had cancer. In fact, Ricky passed away because he had cancer of the brain. And it took quite a bit of him. He was 6 feet tall, and he was pretty good size.
Yeah, he was a good-looking guy.
And he was strong, and he was very smart. In fact, all 3 of my children did just like their mother. The mother, her grandfather told me when she was 15 years old, she was able to quote scriptures. In fact, so much that she came ahead of all the rest of them. They had 10 people at a quiz team, and there were a little contest, 10 different ones. Well, they had all quote a scripture out of the Bible. And you couldn't quote that scripture twice. So they each took their turn. Well, it went for 3 solid hours until it was finished. And the last one that was left was my wife. The one woman with her next to her, she had went all the way through as well, memorizing all what everybody had said, and still memorizing what they had said, not to repeat. And this last one repeated one scripture that had already been said. And she had sit down. My wife was the last one up. All that 3 hours of quoting scriptures. How can you remember so much? Out of the 10 that's remembering the scriptures of 10 people, quoting scriptures for 3 hours. How many scriptures each one quoted? That's a lot to remember who quoted and what they quoted and what you quoted. And then Ricky, Bubba, and Darlena, they were able to do the same thing. Quote and quote and quote. Now Bubba was tops. He could quote any of them in the church. But what happened? I don't know. The other two repented and come back to the truth. But that one, I don't think he ever repented. I don't know what happened to him. But when he died, he was 60 years old. And he was in his apartment while I was in the hospital. After I was in the hospital, I didn't die. And a month later, he dies.
While you were in the hospital
While
from
I was
what?
in the hospital, yes.
From the wreck?
Yes.
Yeah. Bubba, your oldest son died.
Yes. And
you lost Darlena when?
Darlene, she was 53 years old. 2008, I think was it. She passed away.
Yeah.
So, and then Nanny, my wife, she was 86 years old when she passed away. 2000.
It's been 3 years.
2022, 2 days after her 86th birthday. And she was in ICU. And
I remember.
Yeah, y'all had to come over there and check
I
her.
remember.
Yeah.
So to wrap this up, and first of all, I love and honor and appreciate you. And just hearing your story again today, it stiffens my spine. And there's no challenge that is in front of me that the Lord has for our family that I'm not encouraged through by your story. So thank you for living it and standing. But I've listened to you now for many years talk about, why am I still here? And you've said that to me. I think we know why.
I still don't understand the why. Really. I don't understand myself.
Well, the scripture says we see through a glass darkly, so our understanding is limited. But when we listen to just the brief scope of your story and the miracles, 9 times or 8 times that God spared you, 8 or 9.
Well,
at least.
Like I said, there's a couple of 2 or 3 other times. I don't know. I don't remember how to explain that at all. But my life could have been taken there too.
And God's not done yet.
No, I'm not finished. I know it. I know it. And just like over here, like I told you, trying to get me to go through that window. That's not, and there was nothing wrong with me at the time. And then other times I got off balance and all. I never got close to hurting myself like that. I don't understand. All I know, and I'm still here, and I feel that that's still something I have to do.
And how many years did you serve as an usher in one church? Basically, it's the same church, even though you guys changed buildings. How many years did you serve as the usher?
55 years.
Yeah.
55 years as an usher and a deacon. Well, no, as an usher, it's 52 years. Because when I came back here, I wasn't usher no more. They got about 6 or 7 of them ushering for me, doing what I was doing before.
Mm-hmm.
And now
you're usher emeritus now.
I'm still a deacon in the church, and honorary deacon now.
Yeah, you've been a pillar in that assembly and in our family.
Yeah, all the way through. I've been there.
You've been the rock that has held this family together. When so much we've gone through, and we don't have the time for that story, that's a whole other video maybe one day, but your life, as many times as the weapons have been formed against you, they have not prospered. And God is not finished.
No, that's what I say. I understand that. That's what I tell the doctors. I said, that's not the first time I almost died. A lot of times. I said, but I'm still here. I said, I know he has me in his hands. Why did he get rid of me now? When he took me as a dead baby, he has a purpose. And I'm not finished yet. He let me go till I was 19 years old before he even showed me someone to get me into the truth. and I got into the truth. Then it went another, it was be 21 years from the time I was born till I helped keep that church in Galveston, till he used me the first time. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't understand why, I still don't know why it took me so long when he could have had anybody else to do that anytime he wanted to, at the time he wanted. I didn't have to live all that long to do that, but he allowed that.
Yeah. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
I don't know what he saw in me as a dead baby. Like he saw it in me before he formed me in my mother's womb, and that's when he
Psalm 139.
he did that. He knew what he was going to do with me.
He who declares the end from the beginning.
That's what I said. That's why I said I'm here ahead of my pastor, way ahead. In fact, that was all predetermined.
Absolutely.
Brother Woodward had preached that one Sunday, just not long ago. Predetermined values about God predetermining his coming to this earth and being born as a human. And that Mary and them didn't know anything about what they were going to do either until God let it all happen. And that's what I told him. I said, your predetermined values, that got to me because that's what he did to us. I'm here ahead of you, and now I'm with you to work with you, keep the church going, and to help keep you going if I need to be, whatever. I said, I'm not smart. I don't know things like other people do. I don't have a smartphone to where I can do like others do and go back in history and all that stuff. I said, I don't do all that stuff. I said, people talk about all kinds of things. I don't know what they're talking about because I don't know anything about not even sports and all that stuff. The only thing about sports is me as a boxer and a track runner. That I can talk about.
Well, I beg to differ with you on that. You can't be an expert level class welder like you were for 40 years without having some smarts.
I'm going
to disagree with you on that.
Well, I didn't think about that part because I remember now.
You outscored everybody else.
A lot of them told me, I said, you are pretty much the only ones we know of that every test that you've taken, you never failed it. Your welding
Exactly.
test. You never failed them. I said, all I know is just to weld it like they told me, and the way get that to stick together.
Well, we'll wrap it up here. And again, thank you, Papa Flash, for standing and being a pillar of faith. It's testimony to me and to my children after me and to your grandchildren after you. And when I listen to your story today, I just think not only of the faithfulness of God, but I think of the grit and determination of somebody that holds on to the Lord no matter what, and the life. It's over time that we see, because God is a generational God, we see his faithfulness. And we're going to end it there.